Well, good morning, lovely ladies and gentlemen. Happy Monday to you. Steve Collins coming to you live from beautiful San Antonio, Texas, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. Hope you guys are ready to rock and roll. Here this morning with little mini queen bee Gabriella, my daughter who's coming to work with us. And we were talking this morning and she said, Dad, you know what, I think you ought to talk about how people's past can keep them held back from pursuing their future. And I said, well, we got to find a cool way to handle that statement. So I said, how about tell the past to kiss your aspirations? And she said, yeah, I like that. Let's do that. So how do you tell the past to kiss your aspirations? What are, first of all, your aspirations? These are your hopes, your desires, your dreams that you can achieve or accomplish or become something more than you currently are. So I was thinking about a sailboat this morning. We spent some time on the ocean. I saw a lot of sailboats when we were in port, and there were two things I noticed about sailboats. Number one is, if you ain't got any wind, you have a little bit of a problem there. And so if your life, as it were, was a sailboat, then your past can either be an anchor or it can be the wind. It can either be an anchor or it can be the wind. For most people, the past is an anchor. It becomes a place of reflection, and typically not intentionally a reflection of victories past. Rather, it becomes the substance and the chapters in the story of the excuses that are being made of why you are not currently achieving, why you are not currently pursuing your goals, why you are not currently actively engaged in a going from a higher level to a higher level, from glory to glory, as you are moving forward with your aspirations. Most people look through the lenses of the past as an anchor which keeps them held down to their current circumstance and situation. And I'm going to go so far as to say it's normally connected to unforgiveness of the offender or the person who is involved in creating a negative circumstance or situation for you. So a little PS we're going to address this morning is simply this: forgive them, let it go. And listen to this: forgiveness does not mean I'm okay with what they did. Forgiveness does not mean I don't feel the pain anymore. Forgiveness does not mean we're good. Forgiveness does not mean I trust you. Forgiveness does not mean, okay, I don't feel the sting when I think of that. Forgiveness doesn't mean you're not still suffering the consequence of that. Forgiveness is taking a poison that you intend to hurt someone else with, and unfortunately, it's you ingesting it. Unforgiveness is ingesting the poison you hope to hurt someone else with. Unforgiveness hurts you. They probably went on, moved on, and forgot about it. Forgiveness is an act of your will. It is not an act of your emotions or feeling. People ask me all the time, do you like CrossFit? And I said, no, I hate CrossFit. I like the results I get from it. Do you like lead generation? No, I hate lead generation. I like the results I get from lead generation. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's a difference between knowing what you need to do for your own health and what you feel like doing, and feelings. Nothing more than feelings will rob you of your future, because your feelings can be deceptive and flaky. So, is your past an anchor holding you in port, or is your past the wind that fires the fuel for you to move forward in focus into your purpose and into your destiny? For me, for those of you that have had a chance to read the book that I just published, you understand that my past has become the wind in my sails pushing me forward. My past began after 7 years of daily drug use, being committed by the legal court system to the Texas State Hospital, a dead and dying 95-pound drug addict whose high school girlfriend, who had gotten pregnant, who I married, who we had to have, chose to get married, was with someone else. I was with someone else. It was a train wreck. It blew up, and I wound up suicidal, depressed, and dying in the Texas State Hospital, praying a simple prayer, God, if you can help me, you can have my life. I heard nothing and went into an utter despair, and it wasn't until a month later that things changed when the person showed up in my life answering that prayer. My past is not a source of embarrassment for me. My past is my pass to the future to break others out of that prison of despondency, depression, mediocrity, and living this life in a que sera way. My past is my weapon. My past is the wind. My past is the very tool that enables me to break into the cages of those who are currently bound and set them free, because I know how to get out. And more importantly, I know who helped me get out. Is your past an anchor? Are you using it as an excuse? Are you using the past as an excuse? Are you taking your past and using it as a tool to move forward? I'm going to end on one simple story. Little shepherd boy who was raising little sheep, the youngest of all his family. All his brothers thought he was a has-been, thought he was just a little, just stupid little David out in the field. Man, this guy's nothing. He's just a little sheep tender for daddy. We demand, all the brothers. And there was a day that a prophet came and looked for him, and the prophet told his father, bring me all your sons. His father didn't even mention David. He looked at all the sons and said, it's not this guy, it's not this guy, it's not this guy, it's not this guy. Is this it? Is this all you got? And he goes, well, there's our little, little wannabe David out in the field. And he goes, bring him to me. Little David, ruddy little David, little handsome David comes in from the field, little bitty dude, youngest of his brothers. And the prophet says, this is the man that God has chosen to anoint as king over Israel, the forgotten. Now get this. When Goliath was coming against the armies of the living God and taunting them for days and days and days, little King David was sent to bring his Nabisco sandwich sack with his little bologna sandwiches and his little Ritz crackers to his brothers. His dad said, go take your brothers some food. Little David shows up, and he's pissed. He's furious that this uncircumcised Philistine is taunting the armies of the living God. And no man has the courage to stand up against this giant. No man. And here's a little boy. And here's what David does with his past. He says, what are you guys? And they're like, look at this guy. This guy's like 12 feet tall. I mean, look at it. Study the numbers in the Bible. It's there. The dude was freaking huge. Huge. Makes David Robinson look small. Make The Rock look tiny. This guy was big, and David was a little bitty dude. David reflected on his past, and he said, you know what, I'll take him. A bear came against the sheep, and the Lord gave the bear into my hand. I killed him. A lion came against these sheep. The Lord helped me, and I killed the lion, just like I killed the lion with the Lord, just like I killed the bear with the Lord. Today, I'm going to cut the head off of this uncircumcised Philistine in the name of the Lord. And he even shouted to the giant when he came, you come against me with sword and spears, but I come against you in the name of the Lord God Almighty, the King of the armies of Israel. And today, I'm going to feed your body to the beasts of the field and the birds of the air. Ladies and gentlemen, that ain't an anchor statement. That is a wind statement. Is your past an anchor holding you from moving forward in your future? Or will you choose today to embrace what you cannot change? And will you tell yourself a new story about why circumstances and the good Lord allowed that season in your life to happen so that you could be prepared for what he is taking you to today? Do you realize that the very things that bound you and almost took you out, that did not take you out, are the very tools he likely intends to put in your hands to set others free? Do you realize that what you went through may not have even been about you? It may have been about preparing you to fulfill your destiny in this life, which in my opinion is reflected and manifested at its highest level when you're using your gifts, your past, and your talents in service to other people. I wind up with what Zig Ziglar said, you can have anything in life you want if you just help enough other people get what they want. Have you been through something? Forgive, let it go, move forward, and use it as a tool to set other people free. Have a great day, guys.